Hello there. I have got some paper, or some cards, and a dog beneath me. Today, I'm going to be throwing the paper at the cardboard and seeing if I can hit it. Now, this is because I'm dry on content, so I need something to do. And one of them things that I like to do is throw cards. Why not do that as a video? Exactly. So, what I'm going to be doing is throwing cards, seeing if I can knock this over at all, because I can hit it fairly well if I just throw it lightly, but I want it to be like powerful. I want it to be like bam and knock it over, and that's what I'm trying to do. There's nothing in it other than a couple of old BB pellets, but they shouldn't affect that too much. So yeah, I'm gonna get behind the camera and throw the paper. So my first set of throws didn't really go that well. I hit it a couple of times, but it didn't just knock over. You know, I think I need to throw it a bit harder, a bit more power. Another thing that I noticed is that I was having to dodge around the camera, because obviously I'm behind it. There's a gap that I'm having to throw and curve around the camera. So I'm kind of proud that I was even able to hit it. So at this point, I think it's clear to see that I'm not going to be hitting it over anytime soon. But I am usually pretty accurate, I would like to say. I'm not the best, but I'm also not one of the worst. I can get it quite far, you know. I can get it from one end of the field to another with one throw. And I have, like, damaged things with it, but I just can't knock this over, and I don't know why. I think it might just be the situation, you know, where I'm having to curve around the camera. In fact, I think on one of the throws I hit the camera. So what I thought I'd do is change this video up just a little bit and show you how I throw cards. Because then you can do it yourself, you know, you can get your own cards. It doesn't have to be like proper playing cards. It can be anything, it can be throwing cards. Or it could just be these shit cardboard things. You know, I've done it with cardboard, I've done it with card, whatever you use. So, how do I throw cards, you may ask? First thing that I do is get a card that I want to throw. Now, it's important to choose the type of card that you want, because there are certain cards designed for throwing which can either give a whistle, or I know some cards can also be like easier thrown, and like certain shapes and sizes affect it, as well as the material. You know, you don't want it to be something too heavy or too light. So I've got a set of training cards because I don't want my like regular magic deck, as you could call it, to be broken or damaged, because then that makes it a lot harder to do magic. So as you can tell, they're a bit dog-eared, you know, flapping at the corners, all of that. They aren't the best. So these are what I use for throwing. Just identify your cards. Now, you know, you might want to do it with a regular deck. I won't blame you, to be honest. I've done it a couple of times. It's just I try and keep my decks in a good condition. But anyway, so for throwing, get a card, right? And you get your dominant hand, whichever that may be. If you're ambidextrous, pick a card, pick hand, whatever the hell you want. So you get the card, and you get your two fingers, peace fingers, these ones, and you put them in that thing. Then you put them in that position and grip just the corner of the card between them two knuckles. Okay, so gripping it like that, and then the card should be there. You can bring your fingers like towards the top, however I prefer just to keep it like that. Now you don't want it to be flat like that, and you don't want it to be flat like that. You want it to be just at a slight angle, so when you bring it in, it touches the corner there. And then you can also use your thumb and ring finger just there to just balance it on, like that, you know. And then that's pretty much it for throwing. The little finger doesn't really do much. You can use it to rest on. I choose not to, really. I usually hold it like that when I'm throwing. So the actual throw, you know, there's a lot of technique that goes into this. First thing being the initial throw, like the initial part of the throw. So to get the positioning right, we'll just try and show you. I will either bring the card up to like touching my collarbone here, and then do the throw. I'll bring it up to my shoulder here, and then do the throw. Also curving the wrist for both of them, you know, having it in like that, or there. You want to get as much curve as you can, because that's pretty much how you throw it. So you can also just do it straight in, like to touch your like chest here, like that. If you decide to, obviously it doesn't have to touch for each of them, just making it easier on like points to aim for when moving hand. But even any like pullback like this, like it doesn't have to touch to throw a card. Obviously these are just some tips. So pull the card back, bend your wrist and your elbow here, and what you're doing is you're moving your elbow out, your wrist out, and then your fingers out, obviously letting go when you're doing the throw. So it's kind of a 3-step thing. So elbow, wrist, fingertips. Don't know if you can see that. Elbow, wrist, finger. Now it will all be one fluid motion, you know, when you do it in one. Like I kind of go with all 3 of them at the same time. I don't just go bam, 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 because otherwise that kind of stops. So it's more of a that motion, I guess. You're moving everything. And basically what you're trying to do is point to where you're going. So if I was trying to hit you with the card, if I was trying to hit the camera, I'd pull the arm back and then let go when my finger is pointing towards the camera or the phone. And then the card will leave my fingers and bonk you. Get it? So just for a quick example, I throw it upwards. This is a little bit different because you have to angle your arm down a little bit. But the card, as you can see, spins quite a lot if I don't use it. So it spins, as you can see. Now, I have seen someone do a spinless throw. I don't know how to do that, but this is just for the basic thing. So, yeah. Another thing that you can do when throwing, obviously, is putting your body into it. Lean in while you do the throw. And, yeah, it should, like, assuming you get it right, it takes quite a while to practice it, especially to master it. You know, I've been doing it for a while now, and I can't knock over an empty cornflakes box. I just realised that it wasn't completely empty. There wasn't any cornflakes, but it wasn't empty, as I thought it was. It was like rubbish packaging in there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for basic throwing cards. If I didn't explain this the best, I'm sorry. I'm not a professional at this. This is just how I do it. The cards do affect it, obviously, but it doesn't matter too much. You know, you can get some shit ones and just practice doing a bunch of different things. So yeah, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, all of that usual stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.